Tonight, we're peeling back the curtain on a Hollywood scandal that's rapidly turning Blake Lively's so-called victim narrative into a career disaster. The unsealed audio that just dropped, the same recording Blake used in court to prove she was being targeted, has completely backfired. In the tape, there is no threat, no conspiracy, no plan to ruin her. Instead, we hear something entirely different, a calm, friendly conversation that exposes one of the biggest falsehoods in Blake Lively's legal case against director Justin Baldoni and producer Steve Sawitz. For months, Blake painted herself as the victim, claiming Justin and his team were running a $100 million smear campaign to destroy her and Ryan Reynolds. But the tape tells a completely different story. This isn't a hit job, it's damage control. The more you listen, the clearer it becomes. Blake wasn't being targeted. She was orchestrating the drama herself. The unsealed audio is a 38-minute phone call between producer Steve Sawitz and director Claire Obb, meant to prove that Steve and Justin were plotting a $100 million campaign to ruin Blake and Ryan. That's what Blake's lawyers told the court. But the tape is the opposite. It isn't angry or hostile. It's friendly, even mundane at times. Claire is relaxed, joking, flattering, and thanking Steve's team, calling them wonderful. Not what you'd expect from someone Blake claimed terrified her. There is zero mention of Justin Baldoni being abusive and no evidence anyone pressured Claire. Instead of a threat, Steve simply says he'll defend his studio if Blake continues attacking them legally. That's business, not a hit job. Claire even confirms Blake and Ryan didn't bankroll the movie, contradicting the fan-fueled rumor that they funded It Ends With Us. Blake's legal team weaponized one part of the audio. Steve's clumsy analogy. He says, "I'll protect my studio like Israel protected itself from Hamas. There will be 2 dead bodies dead to me." Dramatic, yes, but context matters. He wasn't talking literal death. Dead to me clearly referred to cutting ties with people who crossed the line, not killing anyone. Yet Blake's lawyers spun it as proof of a plot to destroy her and Ryan. She painted herself as a victim of an extremist vendetta, twisting a sarcastic remark into a threat. Listening to the full recording, though, Steve laughs immediately afterward. And so does Claire. There's no tension, no fear, no sign of danger. It's dramatic business talk, not malicious intent. If Blake really believed this was a threat, why did Claire continue the conversation for 20 more minutes, joking, promoting her movie, and praising the very man she supposedly feared? When the story first broke, headlines declared Blake Lively, Hollywood's beloved sweetheart, and Ryan Reynolds, the snarky Twitter king, victims of a powerful studio conspiracy. But behind the scenes, there was no conspiracy against them. The unsealed audio reveals it was a narrative they orchestrated. There was no harassment, no plot, no pressure campaign. What existed was a calculated PR strategy that turned Blake and Ryan into the victims while concealing their own role in on-set chaos. Blake's team previously leaked selective quotes from the recording, editing clips out of context to make Justin Baldoni and his producer appear dangerous. Now, with the full version public, the truth is undeniable. Steve Sawitz wasn't threatening anyone. He was defending his company. Justin Baldoni wasn't hiding. He was being framed. Meanwhile, Blake and Ryan's PR machine flooded social media with emotional posts and sob stories, leveraging their picture-perfect image to sway public opinion. For a while, it worked and the media sided with them, but now, the full recording is out. The narrative Blake tried to control has crumbled. Her claim that she was being targeted by a massive smear campaign is exposed as false. The tape proves the reality: calm conversation, business discussions, jokes, praise, and no evidence of a plot. Blake Lively's legal strategy, once designed to paint Justin and Steve as dangerous and abusive, is revealed as manipulation, selective editing, and PR theatrics. The unsealed audio has shattered the foundation of her story, showing the world that the so-called victim was orchestrating the drama, weaponizing perception, and trying to control the narrative. The fallout is just beginning. Every lie she told, every manipulated clip she leaked, and every PR tactic she used is now under scrutiny. Blake's Hollywood image is unraveling, her credibility is in question, and the public is finally hearing the truth. The scandal that started as a supposed victim story is now a career-defining disaster, exposing the orchestrated chaos behind Blake and Ryan's seemingly perfect facade. The tape doesn't just challenge her story, it dismantles it entirely. Hollywood may have seen drama before, but this unsealed audio exposes a new level of calculated deception. Blake and Ryan's narrative manipulation, selective leaks, and PR spin are out in the open. What once appeared to be a story of victimhood is now revealed as orchestration, hype, and control. The public and the press are finally seeing the full picture. There was no $100 million smear campaign, no threats, no fear, just a carefully constructed illusion designed to make Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds appear under attack while they controlled the chaos. Every carefully curated clip, every edited snippet, every social media story is now contrasted against the truth of the tape. The full 38 minutes speak for themselves, leaving no room for misinterpretation. This isn't just a legal turning point. It's a moment that could redefine Blake Lively's career, her credibility, and the way Hollywood views manufactured victimhood. The story is far from over, but the tape is a turning point. The perfect facade has cracked, and the truth is finally out. But not anymore. The mask is slipping. For the first time, the world is seeing the Lively Reynolds brand for what it really is, a Hollywood empire built on spin, manipulation, and control. For months, Justin Baldoni stayed silent while his name was dragged through headlines, accused of being controlling, abusive, and even dangerous, all based on narratives fed by Blake Lively's camp. Now, the truth is catching up. In the full recording, Steve Sawitz, the man Blake accused of plotting against her, calls Justin kind, loving, and respected by everyone. He says, "People love Justin. If you meet him, how could you not?" That line alone dismantles Blake's entire case. If the call truly demonstrated abuse or intimidation, why is the producer praising Justin's leadership, his compassion, and the positive energy he brings to every set? Why is Claire Aub, the same woman who claimed to be afraid, laughing, relaxed, and in agreement? The negative press was manufactured to take Justin down, plain and simple. This wasn't about safety or harassment. It was a power struggle inside Hollywood's most talked-about production. When Blake couldn't control the story, she tried to control the narrative. Justin didn't just survive the smear campaign. He rose above it quietly and gracefully, while the world began to see the real villain. In court, lies rarely hold up, and Blake's case is starting to crumble from within. Her lawyers had filed a motion under California's anti-SLAPP law, claiming she was being retaliated against and financially destroyed by Wayfair Studios, using this very recording as proof. They said it showed Steve Sawitz promising to spend $100 million to ruin her and Ryan Reynolds. Now, with the full unedited audio public, the narrative flips completely. There's no plan, no harassment, no conspiracy, just a producer vowing to protect his studio if Blake took legal action. That isn't intimidation, it's a legal right, and the judge is taking notice. Court filings indicate that the credibility of Blake's witness, Claire Aub, is being questioned, as her affidavit directly contradicts her own voice on the tape. Meanwhile, insiders report that Blake's legal team is panicking, attempting to block the audio's use because it undermines the emotional foundation of her claims. The irony is unmistakable. Blake Lively, whose brand was built on truth and empowerment, may have sabotaged her own case with a bold lie that is now part of public record. As the legal drama unfolds, one thing is crystal clear. The world isn't buying her victim act anymore. The evidence is out. The mask has slipped. In this story, the hero isn't Blake, it's the man she tried to destroy. For years, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were Hollywood royalty, the couple who could do no wrong, building an empire on charm, sarcasm, and picture-perfect family photos. That golden image is now cracking wide open. Since the unsealed audio dropped, the media that once worshipped them is quietly turning. Entertainment reporters are highlighting inconsistencies in Blake's story. Legal analysts are questioning why such weak evidence was submitted, and industry insiders who once protected her are quietly acknowledging what fans already suspect. Blake Lively lied. Online, the shift is even louder. Reddit threads, exposés, and TikToks are dissecting the tape line by line. Viewers are realizing that Justin Baldoni was never the villain. He was the scapegoat. Hollywood thrives on power, and for years Blake and Ryan wielded it, controlling headlines, interviews, and the narrative itself. But the truth eventually turns, and the manipulation unravels. While Blake scrambles to contain the fallout, Justin rebuilds his image through silence, letting facts speak louder than manufactured drama. For the first time in years, the Hollywood press isn't protecting Blake Lively, they are investigating her. If that trend continues, her days as America's untouchable golden couple may be over, and the carefully curated empire of influence she built with Ryan Reynolds could collapse entirely. The unmasked reality is clear. Blake Lively's story of victimhood is unraveling, and the real consequences of her actions are just beginning to surface. Hollywood's golden girl may be officially over. In a town where reputation is everything, most people fight back with headlines, but Justin Baldoni didn't. He stayed silent, calm, and grounded, letting the truth rise on its own. While Blake Lively's team launched PR wars, leaked exclusive stories, and weaponized half-truths, Justin did something Hollywood rarely sees. He trusted the facts. And now, that patience is paying off. After months of legal chaos, the unsealed audio proved what insiders close to the set had said all along. There was no abuse, no intimidation, no plot to destroy anyone. Only Blake Lively's manipulation of the truth. That's where the power shifted. When the world finally heard the full story, Justin didn't need to defend himself. The evidence did it for him. Now, the industry that once doubted him is quietly reopening its doors. His reputation, once tainted by false headlines, is being rebuilt not with noise, but with integrity. Blake and Ryan tried to control the narrative, but Justin Baldoni won by refusing to play their game. In the end, it wasn't money, fame, or followers that decided this story. It was truth. And truth doesn't need a press release. When the audio went public, the internet exploded. For months, Blake Lively's followers had defended her, flooding timelines with hashtags like #JusticeForBlake and #ProtectBlakeLively. But after hearing the full recording, those same fans started walking away. TikTok creators dissected every second of the call, pointing out how calm and confident Claire sounded. Reddit threads filled with people saying what the mainstream press was too afraid to admit. Blake lied. The comments tell the story. Blake played the victim. Justin deserves an apology. Ryan and Blake's PR spin just crashed. Meanwhile, Justin's fanbase is growing faster than ever. Supporters are flooding his Instagram with messages like, "We see the truth now, and you handled this with class." He hasn't posted any angry statements or long defenses, just quiet gratitude, a few photos from set, and words like, "Love always wins." It's working because in today's culture, authenticity is everything. When fans realize they've been manipulated, they turn fast. The people have spoken, and Hollywood's golden couple has lost their shine. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's calm, honest approach has made him something far rarer than a trending topic: credibility. Now the fallout begins. Blake Lively, once seen as Hollywood's untouchable sweetheart, is facing a full-blown reckoning. Legal analysts say her credibility has been seriously damaged. PR insiders whisper that major brands are reconsidering partnerships. Even former allies inside the industry are quietly stepping back. No one wants to be tied to a proven lie. The same media machine that Blake and Ryan used to control is finally turning on them. What started as a legal play for sympathy has backfired, exposing manipulation, deception, and an ego that went too far. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni doesn't have to say a word. His name is clearing itself, not through spin or scandal, but through truth. He's becoming the symbol of what Hollywood rarely rewards anymore: honesty, patience, and integrity. Blake Lively built her empire on perfection, but perfection can't survive the truth. As the evidence spreads, it's clear this isn't the downfall of Justin Baldoni. It's the collapse of Blake Lively's carefully curated illusion. What happens next will redefine careers, reputations, and perhaps even the way Hollywood handles its biggest stars. For now, one thing is undeniable: the truth wins. So, what do you think? Was Blake Lively caught lying to save her image, or is there still more to uncover? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next update. Hollywood's story is still unfolding, and the next chapter promises to be just as explosive.